Good morning, YouTube. Welcome to my first post. It's been something that I've been wanting to do and avoiding for quite some time. There's always been a reason of why I'm not perfect enough to get this going. And I had some nervous energy about how this was going to be received. Yeah, there's a lot to talk about. And being the first post, like, where do I start? What's the best way of doing this? So my goal with starting a YouTube channel is to reach out to others that are struggling. Just kind of listing things off because I don't know, that seems like a way to start. You know, in my life, I have lost several hundred pounds, going up and down the scale. I've had 8 near-death experiences. And as a young person, I've always been sensitive to things. And growing up, that was labeled as anxiety and depression, and it led me to really struggling with living in this social, cultural bubble that we were in, and needing to find alternative ways of dealing with things. I struggle with eating because that was my own coping mechanism, and I didn't learn how to properly nutrition myself until years of trial and error later on. And food is the best medicine. Not what pharmaceutical companies will tell you, but it is the best medicine. And I tried on a lot of shapes and sizes and masks to find out who I was, and it wasn't until late into my 20s that I really started to figure things out. I'm still figuring things out. It's definitely an ongoing process. But I just wanted to create a channel and content for people to connect and build a community to help others. I work as a wellness coach, so I teach yoga therapy, personal training, nutrition, injury rehab and prehab, because I forced my body through so many years of strength training. After I lost my initial 110 pounds, then I got into weight training, got really strong, lifted all the weights, and I didn't take care of healing. And as a young person, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, your body heals pretty quick until it doesn't. And I went from not working out very much at all to the biggest strong guy I could be, to forcing myself to play rugby just to prove that I was strong. And I did that, and it was a sport that I had some enjoyment in, but it really wasn't my nature, being more of an artist and musician than a guy that tackles people all the time. And so, yeah, so then that led to chronic and acute injuries. And there's always has been and continues to be something that I deal with, how my body is, how I feel in my body, how I feel my body looks, striving for an ideal form, which is not definable. And sorry, the street noise. I tried to make my own little sanctuary, but there's a big street over there. Yeah, and I think reaching out and having a community where you can talk about things honestly and openly is really important, and that's something that I never had growing up. And so I was a child development counselor at a college before I moved into my health and wellness field, because I think it's important for people who don't have a voice to be able to hear if they can't speak yet. And that's really why I wanted to start this channel, reach out to others that are struggling with these things, and hopefully develop a positive community and start to show some of the things that I do to ground and center myself, some strength things, some personal passion development, meditations, ways of going about being in a different way. Much love.